Hi, this is Dave Tree of All the Cool Stuff in Fordingbridge, and today we're going to be taking you back in time, roughly about 4 years ago, to watch one of 4 toy reviews that we did, but for one reason or another, we never actually got round to editing and putting it out there. So some of the information that might be contained in there isn't necessarily relevant, where we say it's new in stocks, don't rush out and go crazy, but the reviews are quite good to watch nonetheless, because for a couple of reasons. Number one, the figures were amazing. These are all Star Wars reviews, and they were quite excellent figures for the time, and they've not been surpassed in 4 years since. And secondly, within some of the reviews, you actually get to see some pretty cool things and insights that you don't normally get to see in other toy reviews. So, whilst it's a bit different from the stuff that we're now doing currently, sit back and enjoy these. And like I said, there's 1 of 4, so check them all out. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the next All the Cool Stuff review for the Star Wars Vintage Collection Attack of the Clones Senate Guard. Interesting that they called it Attack of the Clones, because these guys originally appeared in the Phantom Menace. But we'll move on to the figure in a second. Let's have a quick look. This is quite an interesting figure for the following hot on the heels of what they've done recently with the Anakin. That you've got not just one version of this figure, but actually two photo variants. As far as I can tell, they're exactly the same inside. I could be wrong, you tell me. But it's nice that you've got 2 different photo variations. Which one's better, you decide. But both the same on the back. And all the usual gumph of saying blah blah blah, celebrate Star Wars, this is what the figure originally looked like, this is what's like coming out. What's interesting though, what we try and do with a lot of these reviews is actually kind of give you a bit more expansive talk about the toys that we're looking at, so not just, you know, the toy in question, but where it came from and its influences and things like that. And if we have a look at this one in particular, this is quite a good one, because it originally first came out on the Power of the Jedi card back in around about 2001 I think it was, and they had the Force file cards, which just basically gave you a quick bio of everything. But that wasn't actually the original plan. The original plan for him was actually for Phantom Menace, but the idea got abandoned because costs were escalating. Now you might just see just here we got a different style Comtech chip. Now this was Comtech chip version 2, and originally these were going to be released along with a lot of the other characters that ended up getting released on Power of the Jedi cards. There were 1 or 2 that never actually got released at all, holographic Newt Gunray being one of them. But what was really cool was we managed to get more speech for our money on these new style Comtech chips, and they also came with a second version Comtech reader. Now let's try this. I've not done this for ages. So we got our Comtech chip, whatever you want to call it, Comtalk in Europe, Comtech in States. This might work, but this will give you an idea. It gave better speech and longer speech, so let's give it a try.
Central Control has confirmed that the flight path for the cruiser has been cleared. Security craft have been sent to escort the Queen ship. Chancellor Valorum, the starship from Naboo has entered our airspace. Chancellor, the guards are in position and the landing platform has been secured. Central Control has confirmed that the flight path for the cruiser has been cleared.
There we go, that's pretty much the same thing again. So some of them were much better than others, but that gives you kind of a glimpse of what was happening originally with this character. And if you compare him to how he is now, the style is very much similar. Ooh, I'm running out of space here. you know, with the head, the laser rifle. He's now got the force pike that you more commonly seen with like the Emperor's Royal Guards. But these were quite cool. It was, you know, it was very nice to see these guys in the story, because it was one of those like links to the original trilogy with like the Royal Guards. So let's have a quick look at the figure then. First off, the most striking thing about it is he has like this very, very lovely velvety cloak on, which is quite cool. Now this is almost like a hybrid of all of what has gone before, with a few other sort of takes as well. What we can do, what you're not supposed to do, which is what I thought you could do, is actually take the helmet off. And it's not supposed to come off, but I managed to yank it off. And if we can just get him out, I don't know if we can. Let's use his pike. Come out, you. Right, this was rather excellent, because it's the first RoboCop figure. Murphy, it's you! So yeah, it's not supposed to. He's got a great big divot in his head, which is for the helmet. But very, very nice and striking. Now, he does have an undergarment as well. So you can't really see much what's going on, but similar to the Revenge of the Sith version, he has the little biker scout pistol, as well as the laser rifle and the pike. But what was also quite nice with this figure is, if we take this off, you can see that they've actually taken cues from the Clone Wars cartoon with the Senate Guards there, where they have a larger sort of over-exaggerated shoulder pad, which is quite cool. And then you can take his maternity dress off as well, which, if you're rubbish like me, takes a little bit longer. And there you can see underneath the armour plating, similar to the Revenge of the Sith figure, holster in the side for his biker scout pistol, which is so easily lost. I've lost it about 3 times this evening already. But if rumour has it, this styling was actually based on the Crimson Empire comic, which is all about the Emperor's Royal Guards, and you saw Kir Kanos, who was an expanded universe character, and they had like all this body armor underneath like the Royal Guard robes, because you never got to see what was going on. So you had that influence, you got the Revenge of the Sith influence, you got the Clone Wars influence, and you got the original influences from the original Phantom Menace figure. In terms of articulation, ball jointed knees, hips, swivel waist, ball jointed head, ball jointed arms, even with the big shoulder pad, ball jointed elbows and wrists. What this figure is lacking, though, unfortunately, is ball jointed ankles. Now, the only reason for that is when he's got all this on, the weight can tend, and the top heavy head, he can tend to like sort of move about. So having the ball jointed ankles would actually help you readjust that without the figure sort of looking crazy, like looking up in the air or looking down kind of thing. It would have helped with that stability. Overall, though, I really like it. I think it is a very nice figure. It's going to be one of those ones that's begging for the retool for an Emperor's Royal Guard, which ever since Power of the Force 2 came out, in my view, they've never got it quite right. The Power of the Force figure was like a chess piece. The one that they brought out for Attack of the Clones was too short. The ones for Revenge of the Sith was fine, but again, were just kind of, I think, problems with the arms. You know, it just didn't kind of sort of sit right. And then Crimson Empire ones had ridiculously huge heads. But if they bring out an Emperor's Royal Guard to the same quality and standard of this one, I'd be very, very happy. The only other sort of criticism I'd have with it, other than like the ankles, are where he's to trying to hold his force pike. It does pop out, and it's not that easy. But overall, it is a very nice figure. Available now. So pop online. Please let us know what you think. If you think that all the little extra added bits that we put into these things, if they're worthwhile or not. But put your comments below. Thank you. Take care.
Oh, hello. I have a joke for you. How do you contact a dead single lady? You hold a fiancé.